Hello everyone, Treecks here and welcome back to F-Zero X. We've got started with Master difficulty, finally. The most difficult thing you can actually find in this game. But in order to achieve 100%, still needs to be cleared. The Jack Cup was, for my doing, pretty easy. However, there was a track there where I actually got beat pretty badly, so it is indeed proving to be quite a challenge. Next up is going to be the Queen Cup, of course. Also having a couple of relatively tricky tracks. So let's go see what the game can bring for us this time around. Let's select Master again. Always looks really awesome looking at like this. Master. Definitely showing off that if you're able to do this, you are a true player of F-Zero. Also really like the red cross. Most awesome of all colors. Completing the Jack Cup fully, all 4 crosses are accounted for. Now let's go make sure all of the other cups will get the same cross. Queen Cup, Sector Alpha, inverted loop. Yeah, I of course need to pick one more racer I already picked in time attack, because otherwise it does not really come out too well. We also have the Deep Claw still to pick. We have the Big Fang still to pick. We also still have the Bloodhawk to pick. Also put that one on the list. The Black Bull is also still available for us. And the final 2 being the Mighty Hurricane and its little brother, the Mighty Typhoon. All machines I did not save for last for nothing. These are actually my favorite machines to use in the game, so let's go pick the Bloodhawk first. Also used them a little bit in time attack already in order to take on the slider tracks. But Bloodhawk is actually driven by Blood Falcon, and he's not called Falcon for nothing. He is indeed related to Captain Falcon. Not his little brother or anything, it is actually even worse than that. Blood Falcon is story-wise actually the evil clone of Captain Falcon. So he's not dressed up like him and looks like him for nothing. He is indeed literally Captain Falcon. Created by Black Shadow, I'm pretty sure, the villain of F-Zero. Who will be covered later, because like I said, the Black Bull I also need to pick still. But the main bad guy of F-Zero is actually Black Shadow. And Blood Falcon is pretty much his assistant, you might say. Created out of Captain Falcon himself, he cloned him somehow, not sure why. And not sure how. But he just did, and that's pretty much Blood Falcon's story. A Captain Falcon clone. Because of being a clone of him, also having the same abilities of course, and therefore a talent for racing. Sector Alpha also being a pretty difficult track to win, I feel, on Master difficulty. It's also a track where the computer players can get in the way quite easily. And therefore keeping your speed up can get quite troublesome here. In a similar way, Silence High Speed actually had that problem. Still in 12th place, 2 seconds behind the leader. Oh, Falcon, no. I know I'm your evil clone, but still, it doesn't mean that you have to become evil. Well, I still got close in the end, but still lost. 1 second behind the leader. And once again, that's Antonio Guster. He's sort of proving to become the main rival of the project. So far, I think he has been the rival the most. And he's once again going to be the leader in the standings now, so nice job, Antonio. However, I have no doubt I'm actually able to turn that around eventually. There's still 5 more tracks to go. And like I said, Sector Alpha is actually my worst one in the Queen Cup normally. Even though I'm also not a fan of up and down and quick turn when it comes to facing Master computers. The rest should be relatively easy. Red Canyon multi-jump being the next one. Oh, sorry, Beastman. I'm pretty sure that was my first kill here on Master. I've not really been going on a killing spree so far. And that is usually something I never do indeed. On Master it's actually pretty difficult to start going on a killing spree. Of course you still can do it, but sacrificing some time in order to knock computer players out of the race. That is something that does cost you time too, so if you end up going on a killing spree you do end up losing quite badly. I can remember pretty recently I did try to go for a killing spree. Back then I wasn't going for victories. It was in my completed save file you might say, and I just wanted to screw around a little. So I tried to go for a killing spree on Master and I ended up getting in 10th place in every single race, so... If you want to win, then going for a killing spree on Master is not recommended. A much better way to win, if you're actually being bothered by rivals, is just beating them in the race after it. That is a much better way to defeat rivals. You can go killing your rivals, but if you do, you just end up losing to other people. This went pretty nicely. Antonio was nowhere in sight, so he's going to lose his lead in the standing and giving it back to me. 30 points in the lead, Mighty Gazelle being the new second place. And there's a lot of people who actually jumped more than 20 places, I see. Interesting. Apparently they ended really low on Sector, but really high here on Red Canyon. Apparently also something that can happen. Let's go to Up and Down. Also a track where sometimes I get into trouble. But once again, usually only whenever I get hindered by computer players. Most of all on the first lap, this part. This is the part of course where you can rack up the most speed. And if you get stopped by the computer players here, then you can get in really big trouble. So make sure you double tap whenever going through the pack. Then you can keep your speed somewhat. You should be able to get through there in a pretty high place. No, whoops! Uh-oh. You're distracting me, Roger. Interesting. Oh, there was somebody in the way there. Speaking of which, go out of the way, James. Okay, despite me not going in a killing spree, I still ended up getting 5 stars here. Giving me an extra stock. All I'm trying to do here is get these people to go out of the way. And nothing more. Well, there we go. This is once again a track where I needed all 3 of the laps. After 3 laps, pass up on all of them. At least as long as Captain Falcon actually wants to go out of the way. No! Okay. I'm pretty sure this is the first time I actually lost to a rubber band rival. Usually these guys actually drop down the moment the end of the race comes. But yeah, as you can see, like I explained at the beginning of this project, if you're not in front of the rubber band computer players, then they will actually not drop back. And they will actually beat you. Interesting. Second race I lose in this in this cup. Yeah, Master is definitely not easy. It's something the game is already proving. Let's go for max speed settings here. Because of the way computer players have a tendency to be in the way a lot, I don't think sliding will actually help me here, so I'll try to approach this in a different way. Let's go. Even though I lost twice already, I still have more points than I had in the Jack Cup. Because there I lost once. But I lost worse there, so 3rd place and 2nd place give you more points than actually getting an 8th place once. And let's reset my camera again. Watching behind you is funny, however, if you're using an analog stick for your C buttons, then you sometimes also pick the wrong directions. One of them in this case being the one that zooms out your camera. And there we go. 1st place. Antonio and Falcon, both of them entering the top 6 now. It's pretty funny how Captain Falcon is actually one of Blood Falcon's rivals. He should be, of course. But extra funny that he actually beat me in the previous track. first rubber band rival that actually was able to stay ahead of me. However, that is not going to happen this time around. First place again. Pretty good race. Did not give me any trouble. But the next one should be a little bit more difficult, because quick turn I usually also have a little bit of trouble with the master computer players. Let's see if I can actually permit myself another slip up. Yeah, it looks like it. There's 52 points of a difference between me and second place, so looks like I do have some breathing room. Strat-wise, I think I'm just gonna go for regular. Don't really feel like sliding. Like I explained in the beginning of the project when I first talked about sliding, it is not really my preferred way of playing. Because I feel I'm not really great at it, so I usually feel a little bit more confident with regular stretch, which also works fine with Blood Falcon. It's not like he can only do sliding. Playing with him normally also works with this guy. No. What's interesting about my preferred way of playing, when you take a look at F-Zero GX, it's not the next F-Zero game, of course. Ooh, awesome! That was a good hit. But anyway, more about F-Zero GX. The next F-Zero game is, of course, F-Zero Maximum Velocity. Let's Play-wise, that one is going to be the next one, of course. But the next 3D F-Zero game, because F-Zero Maximum Velocity is another 2D one on the Game Boy Advance. But on the GameCube, they actually returned the 3D F-Zeros. The next one being F-Zero GX. In that game, you also have jumper and slider stretch, you might say. But in that game, it's actually the other way around. There, I actually really prefer slider stretch. I always play master on slider stretch there. But not per se here. Like I've proven in Time Attack, I am able to at least somewhat decently perform sliding. But I'm not the biggest fan of it in F-Zero X. For that, we need to wait until GX. There, I actually play with slider a lot more. But first, we need to finish off F-Zero X, of course. Including the expansion kit. The expansion kit is only present in the form of super machines and a remix of the song of Whiteland and Red Canyon. These guys deserve a head start. Okay, enough of a head start. Giving computer players a head start on master difficulty. I think I'm a little bit too confident in my abilities of dangerous steps. Let's go see. Well, it does give away who my rubber band rivals are. Once again, the two Mighties. Brothers, Mighty Typhoon and Mighty Hurricane. And Captain Falcon, of course. Did not see a whole lot of these other two, but we did see Captain Falcon beating me at some point. 17th place after the first lap. Now, time for boosting. 14th place. The best part is still yet to come. The jumps. That's where I always feel I can get the most of my abilities. Ooh, awesome. Even able to jump over the final jump. Well, Jack Levin seems to be in trouble. And Leon too. And yeah, as you can see, they are indeed not bothered by their energy levels. They still are able to boost. And it looks like they're not the only ones. But I did talk about this during one of the X Cup runs, I think. For some reason, computer players actually don't use their booster attached to their energy, because they clearly showed off here. Even though their energy is clearly up, they were still able to boost. So the way computer players work is not like the way human players work. Just take note on that. But don't worry, in F-Zero GX that actually got fixed. But not quite here. The memory of the N64 actually limited their abilities to create computer players, so you saw stuff like this actually happening more often in games like these. Mario Kart 64 also being one of them, of course. Computer players also don't work like human players there. But anyway, that is a little bit of a side story. We are done with the Queen Cup at least. In Jack Cup, I lost one track. Here on Queen Cup, I actually lost 2 of them. So it is indeed not a cakewalk. Master is definitely challenging. Sector Alpha, 3rd place. But redeemed myself in the track after it. But then started losing Devil's Force too. Lost to my rubber band rival, Captain Falcon. But then the troubles were over. The rest of the tracks, all victories. And therefore in the general ranking, 1st place. And unlike last time, I even had some time to do somewhat of a killing spree. Especially on Devil's Force 2. So, with this we are finally done with covering machines that I needed to cover extra because of not having enough machines to do the entirety of Master otherwise. The last 5 cups are going to be done with the 5 machines I have not touched yet. This was Blood Falcon. There is only one true Falcon. Yeah, that was the one who actually won Devil's Force 2 just now. I wonder what happened to him. Did not see him on the podium. But anyway, that was the 2nd cup. Next time we're gonna race an entirely new machine. But not on an entirely new cup. The King Cup is up next on Master. Thank you for watching. And Treecks out.